Hello everyone. Alex Zaves here, and welcome to the Arts and Crafts Show. I'm over here at Phelps Mill Festival. Today is Sunday morning. In the background there, you can see that's parking for artists. And right now the lot's pretty empty. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Very quiet. I'm here and I see somebody else is here packing up their work from their van, bringing it to their booth. This is a kind of a small show here at Phelps Mill. It's off of a little town, about maybe 40 or 50 people, and it's a park setting. There's only about 80 booths this year. Now, when I did this show about 18 years ago, and I've been doing it for about 18 years in a row, you know, there has always been about 150 to, I don't know, 180 booths, but each year it's been going downhill in the amount of booths. Sales is still good, but every year for the last 5-6 years there's always been something going on that's not quite right. Last year it rained out pretty good, and the year before we had flooding and rains both days. Not a very good show at that point. And then the year before there was a windstorm that came down on Saturday night. They said about 70-mile-an-hour winds, and took out about 80% of the show, and they closed it because everybody's work was in everybody else's booth. This is where they serve hamburgers down here during the day. It's a good show, and it has a lot of community support. And this is one of the few shows where you pay to get in. It used to be $3 per person to get into the show. I think now it's $5. And though I don't like that very much, the community still comes out here to support it. And then it's still a good show. I mean, that's why I keep doing it. Also, the fact that I only live about 20 minutes from here, so I get to go home at night and come back early in the morning. But if I wanted to, I could do some camping like these folks over here are doing. Like that. So here is an entertainment section. We've got some good entertainment here. They've got a good magician here, been in the business for 30 years, and seating right here, some really good music. Yesterday seemed to get a little loud, and my booth's about 60 or 70 yards from the stage area there. And when they play, even though the music was good, it was pretty loud, which I'm not in favor with, because I had to yell at my customers to tell them what the prices are, or to get their credit card, or whatever it is we were doing. And here is a kind of an interesting group of people. I mean, they like to have they really come out here for the food. They like their pork chop sandwiches. But still, even though there's only 80 booths this year, it was a pretty good crowd. I did well yesterday, very, very good. And people came out here and bought my larger pieces. This is one of the few places where they have to bring Wi-Fi in, because it's a dead zone when you're running your credit card. And so if you do shows where you think you might be in a dead zone, it might be a good suggestion to ask the promoters if they could bring Wi-Fi into the show. So yeah, so this park is out in the middle of nowhere, but the people still come here. It's not far from Fergus Falls, Alexandria, all around that area here. So there's some food people here getting all set up. Here's a really pretty setting here. They call this Phelps Mill because this, at one time, something like 100 years ago, there was a mill, a rice mill, and they used the water to run the machines. Nice little lake. Yesterday was so hot, almost felt like I wanted to jump into the water. It got up to about 83, 85 degrees, and it was saying that the feel-like situation with the dew point was about 86, 87, 88. And that was in the afternoon, so all the action happened in the morning. Right about 2 o'clock, The place was dead. People weren't coming in any longer. The show closes at 5. People did come early to the show. So this is the Lions Club here, selling ice cream and root beer floats. Got a pancake breakfast here. So yeah. So again, very quiet setting here, very well protected area at this show, because the park closes at 10 o'clock at night and nobody is allowed to come into the show. Some nice pottery here. Always nice to see pottery. It's been a long time since I saw pottery at the shows. Not like when I used to sell in Hawaii. Good morning. And
hey.
Good morning. And so got the show here. Let's take a walk over this direction. Well, this is something interesting. People still close down their booths. I always check the night before to make sure the weather's going to be calm, not windy, no rain. And it wasn't. It was a good night last night. So let's walk off in this direction here. As you can see, there's one person already in here getting their booth ready. And let's take a look at this here. Yeah. Really nice. Really nice. What's the price on this one? That one's $700. Okay. Okay. Usually I'm the first one here, and they came right after me. But to come into the park, I had to get out of my van and pull open the gate. I guess the promoters won't be getting here until about, I guess about closer to 7 o'clock, 7:30. When I came here, what was it, maybe 5 years ago, losing track of time a little bit, but I got here at 7 o'clock myself, and everything was down. 80% of the booth was down. What wasn't down was damaged. Got some copper work here. Interesting. Wow. They love their pine trees out here. Kids area to play in. Yeah, it's really nice. A lot of metal work at the show. I didn't realize that. But mostly iron. What metal work did I do? Is copper. And a lot of copper workers, when the copper prices went up, I know a couple of them that just decided that they couldn't do this anymore. So this show has been kind of good, but the last few years it's had some real bad weather conditions. Now today it's supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be about 75 degrees a day, which would have been perfect if it was Saturday, because Sunday's a slow day at most shows. And so I imagine that we'll get about half the amount of crowd. And yeah, now I like booths that's got this little window effect where you can kind of see inside. That's really nice. Anyway, here's another metal worker. I've seen him at the Virginia show. Apparently $85 for any one of these is $85. Amazing. Truly amazing to have all that work and only $85. Makes me wonder. So, beautiful park setting, really nice. I'm hoping that the folks will turn out today, being that they didn't want to turn out yesterday because it was so hot. But again, today's Phelps Mill show will run from 11 o'clock. They're going to have a, well, it starts at 10, but people don't get here until 11. They're going to have a church service here at 11 o'clock. And then after that, the show should kick in, but it closes at 4, so it's only a really short day. So anyway, oh, there's some more folks here getting set up. And that's pretty much the whole show right there. Here's the parking lot area where people come park in. And you can see off in the distance all the different, whoops, the sun got in the way there. And that's about it. A little bit of food here. And that's it for this show. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. It's a small show. Well worth it if you're out in this part of the country. I know that next week, starting Thursday in Fargo, there's a Fargo street show. It's a good show to bounce off of for that show, because that show begins Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's only 1 hour west of here, and you could easily do both shows. They got an ATM machine out here. I was wondering about that yesterday. Okay. And that's about it. My booth's off in the distance there over my shoulder. And that's the Phelps Mill show. Good show. Well worth doing if you get a chance. And that's Alex Zaves here with the Arts and Crafts show. Thumbs up if you want to see me again. I've got some more shows coming up. One next week, I'll be going out to Bemidji, and then the week after that, the Ely Blueberry Festival. This is both in Minnesota. So, yeah, if you want, just hit subscribe and the bell, and when the next videos come up, you'll be able to see just show you what the show's about a little bit. See if you're interested. Thanks very much. We'll see you next time. Bye.